Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, Finding Elizabeth, and this is my, I think, week 145 post-op vertical sleeve gastrectomy update. I'm not sure. I may have lost count. Whatever. We're going on 3 years. Today is Monday, January 23rd, 2017, and on in April, mid-April, will be my 3-year surgiversary. So that's where I'm at. I've missed you guys this week. I've been a little down in the dumps and sort of hiding out in what Gracie and I are calling couch life. So I haven't been around much on social media and actually canceled the Naked Truth because I just sort of felt like I needed one more mental health day yesterday before I jump back into real life. But before I get into that anymore, let me tell you the stats. So my highest weight 3 years ago, probably right around right now, in January of 2014, was 402 pounds. My weight at surgery on April 14th, 2014 was 360.6 pounds. The lowest weight that I've hit on this journey, which was in May of 2016, was 198 pounds. My weight last week, I did not actually weigh on Monday, I weighed on Tuesday. It was 210.4 pounds. And my weight today is 207.2 pounds. So that's a 3.2 pounds loss this week. I was actually, a month ago today, I was 207.2, so that's a maintain in the last month. And I guess last week this year was right after Amy and Christine and Lorraine were visiting me for the Disney Marathon, so I was pretty high, like unusually high. So a year ago today, I was 217 pounds, so that's a 10-pound loss in the last year. But I looked ahead to see what I was the next week, and it was 206.8. So basically, I'm pretty much flatlined from this time last year, which is good. It's okay. So what's been going on with me? Well, I've been, like I said, in kind of a downer place. I hadn't felt that, sorry, I turned out the light. I hadn't felt that kind of down and depressed in a really long time, since the summer. And it was really, I just felt like hopeless and lonely and fat and like I hadn't made any progress in the last year and all these things. And on top of feeling those things, I was sort of beating up on myself because it was like, why am I feeling that way? I have people in my life who are going through serious challenges and I'm not, you know, I mean, for the most part, my life is pretty stable and normal. And oh, this is like kind of gross that I have the carpet cleaner and the carpet thingy in the picture. Let's take those out. That doesn't look very attractive to have in my background in my video. Okay, anyway, squirrel. I was just sort of beating up on myself about feeling bad because I was also having a lot of thoughts about the whole relationship stuff, and it's like, why? I felt like I've dealt with this. Why am I feeling so bad about this and so hopeless about the future? Well, Gracie pointed something out to me as a actual health professional that really made me start to feel much better, which was I hadn't had health insurance since the summer because I had a job that was providing me health insurance, or I had a client that was providing me health insurance, and I stopped working for that client. And I didn't get health insurance again until January. So in January, I went back to the doctor. I got all my meds refilled, and at the time that I had lost my insurance, I was on Wellbutrin, which is an antidepressant. I had actually been on it for really like 10 or 12 years and was on a fairly high dosage of it. I hadn't felt like I particularly needed it. I was in a good place, but when I went and got my meds refilled, it was one of the meds that I got refilled, and I started taking it at the same dosage that I had been taking it when I stopped, and the same dosage that I had been taking it at 400 pounds. So Gracie pointed out to me that one of the side effects of starting that medication could be increased depression. So that, just knowing that made me feel so much better because I felt like, okay, I am not crazy. I couldn't get a handle on why I was so depressed. So what I've decided to do is wean myself off of that medication because I'm not totally sure that I need it. So I've reduced my dosage in half, and have been feeling much better the past couple of days. So anyway, that's probably what was going on with me. So I was off social media. I canceled the Naked Truth. I was sort of hiding out, but I'm back. Here I am. And we will have the Naked Truth this week, although I don't remember who the guest is going to be. And I will reschedule Tanya for as soon as possible. So what do I want to talk about today? I'm down 3 pounds. What is that from? It's from not eating that much and not drinking that much and drinking my water every day. I have not exercised in 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago tonight that I went to Body Pump. I hope to get that back going this week because I miss moving my body and the way that feels. But the weight loss is really about, I think more than anything that affects me is drinking my water. Okay, so today I was going through some old documents and files on my computer, and I found my journal from 2014, and there were a couple of things that I wanted to share with you guys. So the first was part of a journal entry that I made on March 7th, 2014. And it said, so that was like maybe 6 weeks before I had weight loss surgery. And I lost like 40 pounds during the pre-op process. So I was probably down 20 or 30 pounds, which when you're 400 pounds doesn't make a huge lot of difference in terms of how you look. But so March 7, 2014, the idea of surgery is getting very real. I'm both excited and afraid. I am proud of myself for how I've changed my habits and the things I've done since December. It feels good. Today my pants were practically falling off of me. So unsure about what the future holds. Who I will be when I turn 49 is going to be considerably different than who I am now. I could have potentially lost 150 pounds by then. That would put me a little over 200, a weight I haven't seen probably since Bob and I were first dating. Yeah, blah, blah, the other stuff isn't that relevant. But it's so interesting to look back on that. I'll be turning 51 in March. And yeah, I had no idea the day that I wrote this, which was a few days after my 48th birthday, how different my life was going to be when I turned 49 and when I turned 50. I thought that I felt very fortunate to be able to get surgery, but also thought that it wasn't going to work for me. And I know many of you have expressed that same feeling. So I just wanted to share that because I just thought it was interesting to get a little bit of a look at what I was thinking around this time 3 years ago. So what I was going to talk about in this video today was really that journal entry and another journal entry that I'm going to get to, and about being depressed and blah, blah, blah. But then I got a text from somebody this afternoon, from Monica Sleeve McQueen, who I'm not sure if you guys know Monica, but I think she's probably about a year behind me in surgery, maybe a little more than that. And I'm going to put a link to her video below, but she doesn't make videos very often anymore, and she sent me a text of this video that she made that made me cry the ugly cry today. And so, number one, I want to recognize her for the role she's played in my journey, even though I have only spent time with her twice and we're not in communication that often. She has really played a significant role in my life. There are not a lot of people in this YouTube community who started out over 400 pounds. Monica and I both did that. We shared a very special moment the first time we did a trip to Chicago, which was right about 2 years ago. She had not had surgery yet, and we were at dinner. I showed her, we were passing around before pictures. I showed her my before picture, and she was very moved because for the first time, I think to her, she thought, I can do this. Here's this person who weighed what I weighed, basically, and now is here walking and doing all of these normal things. So in case you don't want to watch her video, I'll just like summarize it really quickly, which was yesterday. She posted on Instagram, and I don't think I've talked to her since we were in Chicago last March. Yesterday, she posted on Instagram that her weight, she had hit her lowest weight ever, which was 208.4 pounds. Well, you guys know, for the most part, I weigh every day. I weighed yesterday, and guess what I weighed yesterday? I weighed 208.4. So I commented on her post on Instagram and said, wow, we're the same weight today. We weighed the same thing today. And she made a video about that today and what the meaning of that was for her. So it made me cry the ugly cry for a couple reasons. The primary thing was, in her video, she kept saying, normal. I look like this person who I met and she looked normal. She said that when she met me in Chicago, when I was probably 40, probably 30 to 40 pounds heavier than I am now, she was saying she looked normal and that I gave her a hope of being normal. And then yesterday, when I posted that I was the same weight as her, she was like, I'm the same weight as someone who is normal. That was the word that kept coming through. Normal, normal, normal. You know, I know it's ridiculous, and you guys are so amazing and, you know, fill my heart with such wonderful things. But I have been feeling, for whatever reason, anything but normal lately. I have not felt like I look normal. I have been feeling fat girl. And to hear her say that word over and over in the video, every time she said it, it would make me cry. She looked normal. I look normal. I'm the same weight as somebody who is normal. You know, I've never felt normal. When I weighed 145 pounds, I didn't feel normal. I still felt fat. And that video just meant the world to me today. And it was something that I really needed at this particular point in my journey. So I just want to say thank you to Monica for making that video and for being part of this journey. And you never know how this stuff is going to turn around. I mean, I get so much from you guys. And so to know that this experience was significant enough for her to make a video when she hasn't made a video in 100 years was really special to me. And so I wanted to talk about it. It meant a lot. I went out to dinner with Patty tonight, and I actually ugly cried with her too about it. But I'm not ugly crying now. I guess I'm all ugly cried out. Anyway. But it segued into another journal entry that stood out to me from 2014 today that I had read when I was looking through my... Why have I kept my glasses on this whole time when I'm not reading? I don't like the way I look with my glasses on. Anyway, there was another thing that I wrote like maybe a week post-op that I wanted to share with you guys. I know a lot of relative newbies watch me, so you guys might not know who Sarah Nerd in Oregon is, but I'm not totally sure if her videos are still online, but if they are, I will post a link in the description box to this particular video I'm going to talk about. So Sarah and I actually, I wouldn't say we're best friends. We actually had a falling out this summer. And I think that part of that is, well, I don't know, regardless. Part of that is maybe because we're a little similar. A few people may have told me that. But anyway, we are not the best of friends. However, it was like really amazing for me to read this journal entry, particularly that being the fact and how our relationship has kind of progressed over time. So I wrote this journal entry on April 22nd, 2014, when I had not met anybody in the YouTube community. The only person I knew was Patty. All of these people who are now my friends either had not had surgery yet, I didn't know them, or they were just people that I watched in videos. And now many of them are people that I count among my closest friends. So I was writing about watching these YouTube videos because I only watched them for the first time in the week following surgery. And it said, in that Nerd in Oregon video, so that's Sarah, Nerd in Oregon, she was talking about being at goal without being at goal. She was describing being in the middle of the ocean with her husband, holding hands, watching jellyfish after they had been snorkeling, and realizing how amazingly happy she was. It gives me chills just thinking about it. She said she didn't have the surgery because of a number on the scale, but because of her overwhelming miserableness, and that her disease wasn't of obesity, it was of complacency. So I had I was, still probably 350 pounds when I wrote that journal entry. I had no idea that I would have so many moments like the one that Sarah described in that video. And that's what I was shooting for. And I'm not there right now. I'm not feeling like I'm having those moments right now, and I'm not happy like that. But I have been, and I will be again. And I just have a huge sense of gratitude to her for giving me that hope when I was a new weight loss surgery patient, just like I gave Monica that hope when she was getting ready to have surgery. And it's all a big circle, and I'm just so grateful for this community and everyone in it. So that's what I have today. I want to give a shout out not only to Monica for hitting her lowest weight ever, but to Sleeved After 60, another Monica, I just realized that. So 2 Monica shout outs, who has been so incredibly supportive and kind to me over the last few months. And she got her surgery date, so very excited for her. And that's what I have today. You guys have a great week, and I'll see you this Sunday on The Naked Truth. Bye.